Good morning, madam. My name is Shamla Devi, daughter of Raghupati, and my matric number is 10D8020F2011. Question 1. The first is termination by agreement. The authority of an agent may be terminated by the act of the parties, by mutual agreement or mutual consent or revocation by the principal. The agency may also be terminated by renunciation of the agency by the agent. In this method of termination, first both the principal and the agent can agree that the agency is to come to an end. Secondly, if the agency is evidenced by a contract, then any provisions regarding the termination of the agency by agreement should be observed by the party wishing to terminate the agency. Thirdly, any time frame concerning the length of notice should be kept. If there is none, then the terminating party should consider giving a reasonable length of notice to the other party. The second is termination by revocation. The principal may revoke the authority if the agent at any time before it has been exercised to bind the principal. Generally, the principal revokes the agent's authority where the principal gives notice of termination, a reasonable length of notice, to the agent, or the agent is in default under the agency.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Fatul Zulaikha bint Abdul Halim and my nomenclature is 10D80 20F2003. So, I will give you the types or termination of agency. Agency may be terminated when the agent relinquishes or surrender his or her authority by doing and sending to an agent mandate. Renunciation is an unilateral act where the agency is for an indefinite duration. The agent can terminate the agency by giving a reasonable notice is given. The agency will no longer be liable to the principal, so he claims reimbursement for all his service and expenses that up to date of termination of his agency. And the fourth is termination by performance. The contract of agency is brought to end when the agent has performed to the contract. This can happen when the agency is created for a single specific transaction and the transaction is complete. And the last is termination by frustration. Upon happening of an event which renders the agency unlawful, so the agency will be terminated. An agency contract, like any other contract, may be discharged by frustration.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hani Shazana binti Ibrahim, number matric 108020F2014. Today, I want to present end of chapter question 2, issue and supported section. Issues. We have two issues. First, whether the contract between Azhar and floor seller are existed. Second, whether the element contract of in blank terms as to sell by description between Azhar and floor seller are existed or fulfilled. Supported section. Implies term as to sell by description is buying and selling goods that are not inside. We can see and just given the description of the goods only. Implies term as to sell sale by description also clearly state in the Sale of Goods Act 1957 and can see through section 15, where the contract sale by description is that goods must be same with the description when the goods is arrived with buyer. If the goods are accompanied by a sample, the goods in the sample only describe about the goods to be sold in the future and the item must match the description. For example, sale by description are selling and buying online, catalog, advertisement and others. If the good arrived with buyer is not same with description, buyer can return back the good or claim damage for the good or void the contract.
My name is Divyashni and my metric number is 10D8020F 2013. So I'm going to present the supported case and conclusion. The supported case is Nagur Das Purushottam Das and COV Mitsubishi Busan Kasha Limited 1911. A contract of sale was made between two parties in a sale of well-known types of flour. After the buyer ran out of such flour, he made an order to describing it with the previous contract. The seller delivered flour identically in quality as the previous one but of the different brand. It was held the seller did not comply the buyer's stipulated description. The judgment is going the seller did not give the same good as the description. The buyer can make a claim for damages and the buyer can void the contract. Therefore, no contract is formed between the involved parties. Now I'm going to present the conclusion. Therefore, the contract between Azahar and the flour seller are not existed and not fulfilled because flour seller sells the flour to Azahar not same with the description previous contract. Azahar can claim damages and avoid the contract with the flour seller because he can't follow the description previous contract when he sell the flour.